Man, was that Nick Patrick or Bob Ross? Appreciate your forecast, Nick. Let's start our news inside the state houses. We're now just weeks away from the new year, and that means new changes to the Illinois court system. Many of those look at the amount of time that people spend behind bars. Abolishing life sentences is a big focus for a lot of changes coming to the court system next year. And while the changes will give some people another opportunity at life, some believe it won't benefit the community. And our Carolina Hassett has more for us this morning on what these changes are and why some officials are raising concerns.
Learning from mistakes.
This law will give them the avenue to maybe turn their life around and realize what they had done was wrong.
This is what the state of Illinois is doing for juveniles under the age of 21. Starting in the new year, they will no longer be given a life sentence without the possibility of parole.
If they are convicted of first-degree murder and they get let's say a lengthy prison sentence, after 20 years they can be looked at for parole.
Officials say the purpose is for them to become productive members of society.
And certainly with juveniles, we understand that sometimes they don't think the same way.
And this will be similar for adults.
Adults, if convicted of a very lengthy sentence, such as 60 years, let's say for first-degree murder, after 40 years, they can be looked at for parole. It doesn't mean they're going to get it.
However, it's bringing major concerns, especially when it comes to the families of victims in homicide cases.
If it's life without parole or life, that's what the victims are expecting them to get.
Millhiser echoed this, saying that the release of the person responsible can be traumatic for families.
When they had to go through this horrific event, oftentimes sat through a trial that was difficult, the person was convicted, they feel some sense of justice and closure. Now all of a sudden the person gets out early.
Sheriff Campbell says that could lead to concerns that come with keeping the community safe. He says those released would have to be screened closely on a case-by-case basis.
We would ultimately depend on the parole boards to truly vet these people and believe that they are rehabilitated and now ready to face society again and not commit more crimes.
Thanks, Carolina. Officials will also take a more personalized approach with people on mandatory supervised release and put them on a better path to be successful. Now, the hope is it will reduce crime in the community, and many of these changes will begin happening at the start of this next new year.